welcome to Ukulele on Fire, the YouTube channel for Clawhammer-Ukulele. Today you're going to see part 5 of my online ukulele clawhammer tutorial for beginners named Ukulele on Fire. This one here covers page 14 of my book of the same title. Here you can see the cover of it. And it's also called Ukulele on Fire, Introduction to the Art of Clawhammer. Yes, that's it. In the previous lessons, we had a close look at the Bum-TCHA-KA, the basic element of each clawhammer tune. This is the Bum-TCHA-KA. Every clawhammer tune is based on that rhythm. Boom chicka 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 boom. I told you what the boom is. Boom. I told you what the ch is. Boom, chaka, boom, chaka, boom, chaka, boom. And today I explain what the ka is, the last part of the Bum-TCHA-KA. Boom, chaka, boom, chaka, boom, chaka. All right. You may have noticed that the ka is played on the G string with the thumb. And this is the basic difference between the ka and the other two elements. It is played by the thumb. And actually it's quite easy and quite simple because it's a standard movement. You play the G string, most of the time it's the G string, at least for beginners. And just like in an ordinary picking pattern, you have the thumb and you pick the G string. That's it. So it's standard, it's quite primitive. What makes it a little bit more difficult in clawhammering is that we have a very fast speed normally in clawhammer tunes. So we must try to make that movement melt into the other two movements, into the cha and the boom. I'm going to tell you how that works. Have a close look. So let's have a close look at the ka movement. As I already said, it's very simple. You just pluck the G string with your thumb, like that, like in any ordinary finger picking pattern. The trick is that you melt it into the other two parts of the Bum-TCHA-KA so that you can execute it very, very quickly and in a smooth way. So we do some Bum-TCHA-KAs. Boom-TCHA-KA, boom-TCHA-KA, boom. You might notice that after the cha, the thumb rests on the G string. So it's already in place. So you don't have to care about hitting the right place of the G string. It's already there. This is step one. This is very important. The second part of the trick is you swing back for the next boom, and doing that swing back or raising your hand, you just pluck the G string very lightly like that. And then you can do the next boom. Okay, so boom, cha. So the trick is you can't really see the ka movement because it's part of the other two movements. It's part of the cha and it's part of the boom because it happens when you draw back your hand or raise your hand for doing the next boom. And this is the trick. You don't really see the movement because it's not a movement in its own right. You don't do something like that. You don't do 3 single movements for the Bum-TCHA-KA. You do the boom, you do the cha. Your thumb already rests on the G string. And then you prepare for the next boom by drawing back your hand and doing that you pluck the G string, and that's it. So let me show you some boom-TCHA-KAs without the ka, and you will notice that you can't see the difference. You can hear the difference, but you can't see it. Okay, no ka, and now I add the ka, and you won't see much of a difference, but you will hear it. And this is the trick. You know that you do the ka correctly as soon as you can hardly see it. That's it. So it's not a movement like that so that everybody can see it. It's this movement. You can hardly see it. So now you know how it works. Boom-TCHA, the thumb rests on the G string, and when you swing back or when you raise your hand to execute the next boom, you just pluck the G string and then the next boom. So as I already told you in the close-up, you don't really see the ka as a single movement of its own right. It melts into the cha and the boom. So the cha makes the thumb rest, and raising your hand for the boom plucks the string, and that's it. Okay? So you don't see very much of the ka. It's part of the boom and the cha, and you can't really see it, but you can hear it, of course. I'm going to play exercise 26 on page 14 to you, and this is the most important exercise in my complete book. You must be able to play that at a reasonable speed. If you can't do this exercise, you can't move on in the book. So you really make sure that you get this exercise straight right under your hands. All right, so have a close look. I played first slow and then fast. Exercise 26, slow. Exercise 26, medium. Exercise 26, fast. So, as I've already said, this is the most important exercise in my book. So you must be able to play it at a nice speed. You must practice it every day in the beginning. Start slowly, maybe like that. As soon as you are able to do that at a certain speed without problems, get out your metronome or get out your cell phone and get a metronome app actually, and note down the speed. So maybe this is your speed here. And you note it down. And the next day you try to increase the speed a little bit, maybe 5 more beats per minute. And then you try it. And when you can do it, you do it at the new speed. You note down the new speed. And so you try to increase the speed every day a little bit But as soon as you notice that you don't really hit the strings where they should be hit, and as soon as you notice that movement is awkward and not really fluid, so go back and make it slower. Really take your time. This is very important. If you can't do this one here extremely accurately, there's no use going on in the book. All right, so start slowly, take your metronome, increase the speed slowly. In the next video, you can click up here if you like. I'm going to play some exercises that help you getting used to that boom-chaka rhythm, to the boom-chaka movement. Okay, if you enjoyed that video, leave a like down there. If you don't want to miss any future lessons, maybe you just subscribe to the channel, and yes, see you.